Alright, so this is Unit 4, Formative 1, Video 1, and this is rate of change. So we're going to talk a lot about rate of change, and rate of change is the distance something moves up over the distance it moves across. Okay, so a lot of times we say the rise over the run. Okay, so it's called rate of change. So it's the change in distance in this case over the change in an hour. Alright, so rate of change of this line. So what we want to do is there's 3 points, as you can see. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. Whenever you're finding rate of change, you only need 2 points. Okay, so we can find any 2 points. If you can get the closer 2 points. Okay, so this one, the rate of change is it's going to go up 1 unit, but you have to remember 1 unit is 80 miles. Okay, and then it runs 1 unit, but again, remember, unit goes from 2 to 4, so that's 2 hours. Okay, so our rate of change means for every 80 miles, it's 2 hours, and we can always reduce that to 40 miles per hour. Now, a couple things you can remember is it really doesn't matter what 2 points you pick. I can pick these 2 points. They're farther away, but it still has a rate of change. So in this case, it goes up 2 units, which is 160 miles, and then from 2 to 4, our run is 4 hours. So 160 miles in 4 hours, and if I reduce that, I get 40 miles per hour. So it's the same no matter what points you use. Okay. All right, on this one, you can see we have multiple rates of change here, so there's different lines on here, and we're just going to practice. So the first one I want to find is the rate of change of line A here. So this is line A. Okay, now a couple things you need to remember when you're picking points to find rate of change is you need to make sure that your point is an exact place. So like I can't pick here on the line because I really don't, I can guess it's about 24 or 25, okay, and we don't want to guess. So always pick exact points. So here is an exact point, okay, we don't want to use that one. And then up here at the end of it is an exact point, okay. So I'm going to do rise over run. So I'm going to do rise. So it's going from 40 to 80, so it's going up 40 miles. And my run is 1 unit, which is actually just 1 hour, and we can't reduce that. So line A has a rate of change of 40 miles for 1 hour. Okay. All right, line B. Okay, line B. When we do line B, okay, there's no rise. Okay, so from here to here, the line does not rise. So the rise is 0 miles. And then it ran, okay, so from 2 to 3, 1 hour. Okay, so that means you went 0 miles in 1 hour. So that's like you standing still. Okay, so you're not going anywhere, but time continues to move on. Okay, all right, the last one is line E over here. Line E, okay, is going downhill. So line E is going to have a negative slope because it's going downhill. So again, pick 2 points. Again, you can't pick here in the middle. So we're going to pick the first one because it's an exact place. And then I can pick right here. Okay, you can also pick at the end. It's just going to be a bigger number to reduce. Okay, so rise, okay, that's going to be my vertical. Now, it's actually not actually rising though. If I start here and I go down, it's actually going down units, so that's going to be a negative. Okay. So it's going down 3 units, which is going to be 60, and then I'm running to the right, which is positive 1 hour. So line E has a rate of negative 60 miles in 1 hour. Okay, so they went negative 60 miles in 1 hour, so they went backwards. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. All right, the next one gives us a table. So I already charted this. Make sure you get this on your video notes. So I'm going to put points where my problems are. So 2 to 70, which is about there. 4 to 140. 6 to 210, and then 8 to 280. Okay, so none of these are exact points. Okay, so it should be a straight line. None of these are exact points, so I'm going to go ahead and just label 2 of them. Again, we only need 2 points. So this first one was 2 hours and 70 miles, and then the second one here was 4 hours and 140 miles. Okay, so I'm going to do my rise. So again, your rise is going to be what changes over here. Okay, which is the 70 to 140. So it went from 70 miles to 140 miles. So how much did it change? 70 miles. Okay, I did that by subtracting. So 140 minus 70. Okay, now my run, okay, is my horizontal change, and that went from 2 hours to 4 hours. Okay, so again, you can subtract 4 minus 2 is 2, or it's 2 units, and each unit's an hour. So reduce that and you get 35 miles per hour, and that's going to be my rate of change. The next thing it's asking is it constant? And what that means is when I drew my line here, is it a straight line? Okay, and yes it is. Another way you can look at it is I increased every 70 units for miles and then 2 for hours. So is it constant? And the answer is yes, constant rate of change. All right, last one. All right, we want to find the rate of change. So the cost of tickets to amusement park is $19 for 1 ticket. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 here, and then we'll put 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so for 1 ticket, it costs $19.50, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead for 1 ticket, $19.50, just because I'm going to need that. And then the next thing says for $78 for 4 tickets. So for 4 tickets, I got $78, which would be about here. So here's my line. 4 tickets was $78. Okay, so I want to know my rise. Okay, should be straight. So my rise. Okay, my rise, I started here at 1950. Okay, and I went to 78. Okay, so from 1950 to 78 is $58.50, right? Okay, and then my run is from 1 ticket to 4 tickets. So that would be, I had a change of 3 tickets. Okay, so that could be my rate of change. You can also divide it, which would give you back to what you had, $19.50 for 1 ticket. Okay. All right, and that's an introduction to rate of change. It's a lot of it's reading graphs.